Hi everyone, Sherry here. Just typing in chat. Okay, let's see if we can get this camera to. Sorry, it'll make you dizzy, but. We're moving further and further. Okay. It's backwards. Give me a second. Well, at least I know the microphone works this time. It has been a long time since I've done a live. Let's see. Still backwards. To me, it's this way. To work in it, I gotta do it this way. Okay. So this journal is primarily made from a legal size file folder. Which I've cut and folded in certain ways. It's actually this long. So I believe it's about 11 inches long. I made the flap, so you can make the pocket with that, or you could just be another flip, so you can attach something to it and have it flip out. And this is the closure. I do a lot of things with a file folder. It makes it easy because it's got a ready-made spine. If it's a piece of fabric on that. And I made a place I can put paper beads, my paper beads. I have lots of them. There's 2 signatures in here. I'm talking to myself. There's no one here yet. It is a long weekend here in Canada. I apologize if it gets noisy outside. It is cold again here, so we don't have windows open. Kind of in a construction zone where they're laying concrete for the sidewalk across the street and doing something in the corner to do with the water pipes and stuff. Makes for lots of loud noise. Here's my jelly prints. I have been using the multiple stencils, of course, but also pigment powder. Tried my hand at using my cheap oil pastels. I have quite a few, but they're not like pan pastels, but they do work. And there is a video of a pull that I showed of one I made with my pastels, and one where I did a pull with the pigment powders. Pigment powders turn out much brighter than my cheap, I keep forgetting what they're called, pastels, but they work. So you can use them if you have them. If it's something you already have, use it. It's a multi-layer print. They're all multi-layer prints, really. We'll just do a flip. So there's nothing on. Some pages have nothing on one side, and some have both sides. There's a little bit colored. It's not showing the color right. This is orange, not yellow, but there is yellow in it. That's my stencil that I made. And I have shimmery paints on some of them. And some of them have some of the pigment powder in the background. See if the camera picks it up. Nope. Try some more light. Let's see if I can show up. Nope. That's not another one. I can see it there. Pigment powder underneath. There, you can see some of it. Yes, and if Julie watches this later, this is what I consider a grungy print, which I can put another stencil on top and print again, but I like it the way it is, because now it's in a book, I can doodle on it, or I can put something else on it from multiple sources. These are, what's her name? Maria, I think. You all know her. She makes these funky little things. I have some of them. Some of them are just cutouts that I've cut out. So I thought I would use them in here because I've had them for a long time and I haven't used them. I love the little card. Put it upside down later. Okay, that's a Kim. Kim Polton. It's a Kim fish. There's a bag full of what I consider funky things. There's another Kim Polton. Chicken. Oh, cute. These come like this, and you kind of punch them out of the paper, and you're supposed to use them. This one is upside down, maybe. See, kind of fits. Oh, there's a Kim flower. What I can do. See if I can bring it a little closer. It's a little better. One more. Okay, should have done all this before. There we go. So I'm not surprised I didn't put up a notice that I was going live at any point today, so it's an impromptu, that's what they call it. So lots of those. I have stickers, and I think these are rub-ons that we can use in this book. And this, which I won, I can't remember her name now. She sent it to me from Amazon. I love the books. I just don't have the money to buy. Right? Well, I love the books. Collage soup. There isn't one I don't like. So if you want to support me, I do have a Ko-fi shop where I have printables that you can print if you have a printer. Also, I'm not opposed to anyone sending me stuff from Amazon or Temu if you like, or just buy me a coffee if you're able. I'm not able to help, so I help in other ways. I have lots to play with. These are things I've either cut out or I've made myself. These I made myself. I did these with Kim. This was a jelly print that I cut out. Basically, you can make your own fodder, I guess. It's not technically fodder, but it's a die cut from my die. Lots of things. Those are from those old German stickers. Kind of stuff. So I'm not short on things to use. Here's a Kim Kitty. These are, yeah, there's more of those ladies. So I have a lot of people that are kind enough to send me stuff through the mail, because I know it's not cheap. Especially nowadays, it's expensive to ship stuff anywhere. So I love that you think of me when you do send stuff periodically. I love Happy Mail. However, the cost has gotten so high that I worry. Butter, you're my first person today. Thank you for coming. As much as I love receiving stuff, with the shipping costs and everything, I worry about you guys more than myself. Um, but I'm not opposed to it. Thank you. Sorry, didn't see you come in. I was rambling because there's no one here. Since you came in, I'm going to close the book, start over. This was a legal size file folder that I've turned into a junk journal, basically. These are jelly prints that I have made. There is, on this one in particular, I did put some pigment powder. I don't know if I put it through the stencil or just on the plate. It's hard to see in the camera. This one too. So I have black pigment powder. So that's how I got that. Looks old wallish. All jelly prints. This is that tracing paper that I was using. Kind of tore. It can be difficult to use, but it's so pretty when it works well. Inside, this is cardstock, a multi-layered print again. So, let's see that. I don't know if it shows up in the camera. There is some gold paint, but there's also gold pigment powder underneath. Let's do a quick flip through. Nothing I do is quick. Again, I can see the pigment powder, but you guys can't. I just have so many prints kicking around that I've made that I figured I could probably make 10 junk journals like this and still have a bunch left over. They need to be used. Let's see that. There is gold paint underneath, but there's also pigment powder in this one. This one. Backwards on there. You see the shimmer. I can get one of the ones that showed up really well. That's pigment powder. I don't know if you can see it. You see there it goes. This is a hand-cut stencil that I did. Cardstock. Again, pigment powder. So cool. A lot of these prints in here are ones that No idea what to do with. I don't really like them, how they turned out. They're neat, but... Julie! Were your ears burning? I was talking about you. Grungy prints. Very grungy. Grungy prints with mica powder. Or pigment powder. Yes. There's another one. These organic flower shapes came from Darcy's Mixed Media. They're on her Ko-fi page, and then they were free. And I cut them out and made the thing. I think Julie is the one who gave me the suggestion of using the cardboard to make stencils, which I have done. Okay, that's enough of that. I was supposed to be making something, not just flipping through. Thank you, Julie. Yeah, it's a file folder that I've turned into this journal. And this is for paper beads or when I finished, or a tassel, or both. But yeah, that's what I do with my prints. Even if I don't like them, once you doodle on them, they take a whole different look. So my doodle choices are kind of limitless. These are the Sharpie creative markers. I found a large set. It's not open yet, but it will be. This one is called Earth Tones. So I'm hoping the colors are more like what it shows. But yeah. But they do have a black and white that you can buy. And there's nothing to shake in these. And there's no priming either. They have different tip on these ones. Those ones are bullet tips. I'm sure you've seen videos. Hey, Sophia. I hope I say that right. The bullet tip. But there's no priming these. You don't have to hold them down and do that stuff. You don't have to shake them. Although it's habit now, I shake them. These ones come in the package like this. Just white and black. And the white, it's pretty good. You may have to use a couple of coats if you're going to put it over paint, but it does work. Go back. Yeah, sorry. I'm creating a shadow. Okay, why'd your message go away? Why'd you retract? And yes, I find those, this one, the big package, I found it at our Canadian Staples. And the other ones I found at Walmart with a smaller package with the, I guess, primary colors. Ah, okay. Okay, Julie. It may not have been a bad word. They thought it was a bad word. I also found at Staples these. So I have a white jelly roll. Actually, 3 of them in a pack. So These are not bad. Um, got these off of Timu. They're okay, but they will clog and then not work. I can't see it. That's just the jelly roll. So obviously the jelly roll is better, but I'm not sure how long they will last until they clog because I've seen a lot of people get them and they don't always work. Well, welcome, and it's nice to see everybody. I don't usually have very many people in here. Ray or Ree? Hi. Sorry, I probably got loud. Okay, so what should we do with this book now? We'll get into a glue book. Should I doodle? Uh-oh. The uh-oh was for the cat. Let's see. No, this one. See, we can create. I can't see. My hand is probably in the way. This is also. I don't believe it is permanent. And if you're looking for something that's going to dry fast, I don't think the jelly rolls are for you. They don't dry very fast. Because if I rub this now, it's going to smear. Now you can see the shape better. Thank you. Butter. When you give me a name, I always call you Butter because that's the first part. It does look cool, but there, it's not smearing now. The other one I have, that's this brand, it's okay, but it's not as, it doesn't, if you want the scratchy effect, which sometimes I like, so it will do that because they're harder to use. And it's probably not even showing up very well. So, in my humble opinion, I like the jelly roll over the Chimu, whatever brand this is. Like Licao, not sure. So they will work in a pinch, as you can see. But the jelly roll is much brighter and smoother to use. This one's kind of, like I said, scratchy. As long as they feed you, you're good. Uh-oh. All right, go. is my black kitty. She doesn't like to be on the camera. There. Upside down. Come on. Go upside down. There you are. Oh, I'm sorry. That was not nice. There you go, Coco. On the camera. I think you think this is your table. I put you down, you'll just jump back up. I have a window over there, which technically is this way in my house. But yeah, that's where she goes, to the window. Are you done? Can you go away now? Apparently not. Good. Go away! Yes, you! Cat act. Knock stuff down. Okay. Okay, go. She won't leave me alone. I don't remember what Kim was doing, but I made these when she was doing some of her, I think she was making book. Julie says hi. Go. Look, kitty. Yeah, these are... I still don't think I'm very good at drawing. But I try. I play around with my markers and make things. Okay. Will we do some more on this page? Coco, you're going to give me permission? Ooh, butterfly. I think that will work. Flower. That's the only one you'll see. I have two cats. One is Kiki, and she likes to be on the floor. She doesn't jump up on anything. She's a bit heavier, older than Coco. Guess you have to haven't used it for a while. I like to doodle, but I'm not a Kim or Jean. They are so good at what they do. This one, sure. And yes, when I'm doing something, I get quiet. I don't know what to say. But I'm glad you all joined me today. It's nice to see everybody. Yeah, that's Coco. I'll find out later if the microphone picked her up. Because she yapped. She can get very loud. Now, I like that. I'm going to do more. I'll show you the... Okay, this is the... Yes, hi. She likes to sit on top of my printer paper. White. And I like it. But I've never had a Posca pen, so I can't not compare. I looked at the price of those and holy cow, I can't. I love to art, but I can't justify spending that much on one object. It's hard. These, they do work. This one's, I've had this one for a while, so it's starting to show its wear, but it still works. I like the effect it has. This was black notebook paper. That's why it has the thing. Oh, hi. Hi, Mama. Choo-choo. Have it. Welcome. Get excited anytime someone comes in. Just figured I'd pop on and show this this book I made. I was jelly printing for like 2 days straight, and I didn't video any of it. Everybody's seen jelly printing, so again, these, they're not bought stencils. This design is mine. I take cardboard, and I think Julie is the one who suggested it, and cut them out. They're not here, they're over there, but that's how I made them. You know how to fold a snowflake. If you can figure that out and cut designs in it, use cardstock, and you can use them over and over again, and then when you're finished, you can use them in your art. I have done it before, but it's been a long time since I've done it. And then Julie said something about that, because I think we were in, what are they called? P&M Studios. I can't say her name. Patricia, I can say. They were on, and I think I was trying to figure out ways to renew what I do on the jelly plate, and this is what turned out. These ones were shapes that Misadventures of Darcy, Misadventures of Mixed Media. She has those on her Ko-fi page, and I when my printer was working, I put them on cardstock and cut them out. So I had that. She has two. One is another leaf, more pointy than these, but I like using these because the way they turn out. Yes, Julie. Thank you. This is the lid for the container that I use to make the designs with the jelly plate. These are some of my tools for the jelly plate. There's this. When you don't want to use a brayer, you can use this. It's a sponge in the background. It gives you a different texture on the plate. This was, well, it's a foamy, but it's not it's not from the original foamy. These are old ones I had kicking around. I cut it. It came like this together. But I cut it because I just wanted the flower and the stem. I can use this. I like the hearts. There's another stamp. Circles are everywhere. There, because I have cats. They have the new thing that comes in a treat pack. There's food in there. But it worked as paw prints. It worked on the jelly plate. So you can take pretty much anything. That's foam, what do you call it? Fun foam that I cut into flower shape and use that as a stamp. The fun foam actually had shapes in it already. This was the other one I was talking about, the Darcy's, from Darcy Mixed Media, Adventures in Mixed Media. And it's cardstock. Oh yeah, this is a double-sided one because that's the corrugated cardboard inside, and the other side is the foam, fun foam, in the shape of a leaf. So here's some more that I cut out. Julie created a monster. The circles, cardstock. So you can use them like they did for a mask. If you can use your die cuts, if you have lots of them, I don't have very many. I have lots, but they're tiny and they don't really work for what I want with a jelly plate. Little wonky shapes, put on the jelly plate. Another one that I made. I folded it and I cut shapes. It's that simple. Another foam leaf. Like I found these at the dollar store or thrift store. Yes, I found it at the dollar store. It's for the hot pot or a hot bowl you can put on top. They don't like it because it works nicely for the jelly plate, but it doesn't work very well when you put it down and the bowl kind of wobbles. But I have two of these. So, and I have bigger containers full of things I use on the jelly plate because you can pretty much use just about anything. These are from Dollarama, I believe, in one of those kits of art things with brushes and whatnot stuff. I don't want to squish it. But, yeah. This was one of those things with the candies. It was kitten paws. They were cute. Long time ago, but I saved the lid. Cat interfering. And if I'm not dropping stuff, my cat's knocking stuff down. Get your tail in the light. Is that hot? Meow. Talking to there. Yeah. Meow into the mic. They are fun. Yes, Julie. Pretty much anything from around the house. If you've got a potato masher that has an interesting shape on it or whatever, use that. As long as it's not sharp. Thank you. I love my cats. It's always interfering. And then you're getting your cat fur on my paper again. These little things. Go back to the page I was working on. You want to help me, Art? Never alone. Are you done? I would like to art. Just gonna roll around on my desk and make a more mess. I've never fully got her on camera because she just likes to walk through. Look up. Look up. Come on. No, not today. Here. Get you one shot of the face. There we go. Because she's not happy with me. She is fully grown. I think she was the runt of the litter. It was a stray. She's beautiful. Yes, you are. Okay, I'm purring. Go. Gonna jump back up. So try this again. Coco. Hi, Barbara. Her name's Coco. Welcome, Barbara Clark. I was going to come on here and just do some crochet on my Afghan, but I figured that would be kind of boring. It still skips, but it's a jelly roll. That's about my cat. See, automatically want to shake it. So we can take some of this yellow. I don't think they're as bright as Poscas, because when I see them in the Poscas in the video, they come out so bright and clear. These ones, you can get them there, but you'd have to do a couple of coats, which is fine. They're not as expensive as the Poscas. On these, they do work really well on black paper. There's black paper underneath, but there was paint around it, so sometimes it doesn't always come out. Because I like the fact I don't have to prime it. Let's see, what color? I can use green. My favorite one is the purple. Because I don't know if you can see that. Can't see it there. The one thing that's fun about these is you can use a ballpoint pen on top and it works fine. You use the white over top the purple. There's journals just for fun. Yeah, that happens to these ones as well, especially the white. It will certain paper, it will disappear into the paper. But when I have the paint on there already, it seems to work better. When they're brand new, they are really, really white and bright. This one's old. I have used it for quite a while. But it works. But sometimes it will disappear. And you see the dots. But on black paper, easy. But watch, it'll disappear. Some of it's soaking into the paper, or what? Okay, this is backwards to me, so it's right here. Thank you, Mama. Sounds weird to say. Yeah, I like the Sharpies, but that's because they're readily available for me at the moment, and the price is right. They're not as expensive as the Poscas. At least here, the Poscas for a small set at Michael's, and this was before pandemic and that, they wanted like $30 for like a set of 12 or 8 or something. I don't remember how many were in there, but yeah. Yeah, these ones are they're not bullet tip, these are like a brush. So they take a little bit of learning to get used to with the brush. But when you have white already on there, you want to fill it in. There. Now you can't see what's underneath as much. That, this one. I like them. Because there's a smaller set of the primary colors with another white. So I'm going to get confused as to which one. But they also have them in this tip. Guys, I wonder, because I can see the ink or the paint in there, if I could refill it somehow. And these ones are the same purple. They haven't been used as much, so they're brighter. Let's see. Hi, Coco. I don't know if you can see that at all. But yeah, these ones, which again, primary colors. The black and white are separate. They come in a different kit. Red. Okay, are you done? Go, go. Make up your mind. So there are these ones, which are the brush tip, and they're smaller. And then these ones, which are the the bullet tip. Yeah, you're gonna get painted. You have to sit right where the shadow is. Again, this is the blue one. White paper. I wish the camera was closer. That it's not showing up in there, but that's blue and purple. Yeah. I see the blue now, but it'll dry and it'll dry. They're not shiny, so it's not like a marker. You know, when you get like a regular marker, these ones, they're nice because they go, but they'll be shiny. Whereas the other ones are, what do we call that? Where's it? Matte. Brain isn't working. Well, these are Sharpies as well. I call them stinky Sharpies because they're stinky. But when you're looking for gold to line something, this works really well. Over the paint. Inside. You won't see it till after it's dry. See? Go. Oh, yes. I don't have that issue. My hubby likes his puzzles and his diamond dots. He likes to draw dragons. He doesn't consider himself very artistic or creative. Both of these tips have their purposes. This you can do a finer line than you can with the bullet tip. Although if you're good with the bullet, if you're really good with the bullet tip, you can get a line, but you're not going to get fine. I think the Poscas and the Sharpies both have their good qualities. Just as a crafter / artist, when you're on fixed income, you've got to find what you can afford and use. Still looking. Well, the smaller sets I found at Walmart, and the large set that I found at Staples. But I'm in Canada, so I don't know if you have like an office store or something. That might be where you could find them. Or you do the Amazon thing. Because I have seen them on Amazon. Guess I want to take it out and use it. I have a purpose for that. Let's see. The white pens or Sharpies. You're going. I don't think you'll ever find one that's completely perfect. Just because it's hard to make a white, if that makes any sense. It's easy to make the black. But I like this because if you know drawing, there's a shadow, a light on one side of whatever the object is, and not on the other. It's to figure out where you want your light source to look like it's coming from. Yes, I sound like a drawer. I'm not. I took an art class a long time ago. Learned a little. Office works. Yeah. I just hope they don't cost an arm and a leg, because some of the, specialty stores charge you more. We had a really nice art store here that shut down quite a few years ago. It was a really good store, and they gave discounts to the artists that were in their area. So it was a good store, but I wish they were still there, but I'm kind of glad they shut down when they did, just because the cost of things right now is crazy. And it's frustrating for people that are in the low income bracket, or are working 2 jobs just to keep their place, to pay their rent, never mind groceries and all the other stuff. There, now my voice can come back. That's why I call it the catwalk. Okay. I don't know what I want to do with this page yet. I do like the butterfly. Yes, you smell the markers. Sometimes it's nice to have a pile of stuff, but then stop it. You're not supposed to be that cute. When you have too much stuff, then you can't figure out what you want to do. These came from a coloring book that I colored and cut out. You can pretty much make ephemera of anything you want. I think that came from something Barbara Clark sent me. She sent me some cutouts, I think. Oh, these got a little version of these flowers, of these ones. I printed them at a smaller scale. This is the larger scale of the other one that was a small one. I forgot I had these. And yes, I used them on the jelly plate before I did this, but it came out so cool. It can go on this page. And these ones. This one's not painted. This one is. So you can use a lot of things that you probably already have around in your house. Fine tip. Julie, the finest I've seen so far is this one. It's not that fine. That I've seen. They could have something else. And I found these ones too. They're called Sharpie S Note, and they're dual. So they have a tip here. Again, it's not that fine. So, and on this side it's the chisel. But these ones are, I think Barbara Clark would probably like them because they are a lot lighter. They don't work very well over paint though. So if you're looking to put them in a notebook or, you do what is she called? That lady, I can't remember her name. She has the notebooks where she does all the drawing and doodling and her daily stuff in them. These work for that, but they don't work very well over the paint. Or at least not as well as I'd like. But now I like it. But see what happens once it's dry. Because they're lighter. The bonus to these, though, is you can see what's underneath. You see how the paint is still showing. With the Sharpie Creative, they're solid, which is nice, too. Just depends on what you want it for. So those are they're called S Notes. S Note Duo. So there's 2 tips. And the other ones, because it's dual, you have to lie it down. The corner of the chisel tip, yes, that makes a finer point. There, now you can see better. And that was the chisel tip, the corner, like Julie suggested. Yeah. Except they don't work. I tried to use them in a coloring book, coloring page, and I would prefer the Crayola markers to these. Just because if you're coloring a large surface, they kind of get scritchy and the paper peeled underneath really quickly. So, but as a marker for writing or outlining something, you want a little bit of color, they work nice for that. Yeah, so I like markers and pens and paintbrushes. Too many things. Too many things around me. I'm not getting anything done. But I hope you're enjoying yourselves. That's another one of those, I guess it's a German sticker. We had a whole bunch of them. And they're pretty, but they're shiny. I tend not to use stuff that's shiny because it takes away from your picture because your picture's not always shiny. And coloring page I cut out the pencil crayon, so it's not in certain lights you will get the shine from the pencil crayon, but it's not like a shiny pen. When I want the shiny, I can't seem to find it. When I don't want the shiny, it shows up. That's the gold marker, and that's the paint. I don't remember if it's a napkin on top or if it was a tissue paper. We're going to use these. I'm going to use these. So I'm going to put some of these on here. Okay, unstick. Try the sleeve. Yeah, that's my thing too. I don't like them going through the paper. I've bought what they call marker paper, which will work nicely for some markers, but not all. Some markers still go through that. Now, if I could find it in a printing form so that I could print it, I could print coloring pictures, my own. But the paper came in larger than my printer can take, so that it didn't work. But it was nice paper. It was nice to jelly print on too. It was nice and smooth and thicker than regular, so it didn't tear, which was a bonus. So, okay, I don't have it here. One second. Find this one. But the paper, this paper that's in here that I printed on is this. It's a marker watercolor pad for kids. There were 60 sheets, and it's nice paper. I find it works well to jelly print on, paint on, whatever you want. And when you're using a marker on it, it's smooth. It doesn't, see. Even the Sharpies will run. Once it's dry, it's dry. Wait a minute. See, I rubbed my finger on it before it was dry. This one too, see? But that's a nice paper. If you can't find it, they use that Hummel brand or whatever that. I have bought it because I find it at Walmart. The brand that Patricia and Mariah, I said it, recommend for jelly printing. That is nice paper too. So like Julie and myself, some of that stuff is not as available to us as it is to to people in the U.S. Do you mind, cats? Get off my chair. Thank you. Yes, my little black cat is very active. He's been on the top of the curtain, which is way up there. This one's. I miss my printer. I need to fix it. I need to figure out where. Yes, Coco. Only 3:46. It's not dinner time yet. Yeah. It's not dinner time yet. No. Because I shouldn't talk to you when you come. Sit. Okay. Play some more with the markers. I'll show you what I mean though. Because it's nice and fine, but on certain paper, it doesn't show up at all. Okay. It'll show up here. But if I use my green one on the black, and there's a layer of white paint there. That's why I like these. But I like Julie too. I want the fine tip. I can do so much more with a finer tip. But the fun part for me is going to be going in with the white jelly roll that I have. I have 3 of those, so I can circle around the doodles and the dots, and because it's not coming off. Let's see if I can bring you in a little closer. Let's see if that works. Yeah. There. That's as close as my camera will will go unless I bring it lower, which I can do. Going to see. Let's see. Oh, the mess. Yeah, sorry. Hope I didn't make anybody sick. This flap is creating a shadow. Oh, hi, Devin. Yolanda. I know your name. I just like calling you Devin. I put them upside down. They look like they're hanging. I'm not good at deciding, so. Oh, here she comes again. Oh, you went the other way. So, I'm just playing, Devin. Thanks. Yeah, I like to hang those upside down. These ones are jelly printed onto the paper. The larger version of these little ones that I printed. These, as I told everybody in chat earlier, they came from, let's see if I can get her name right again. It's Darcy from Mixed Media Adventures. She has a Ko-fi, and these are on her Ko-fi. I don't know if she still has them there anymore. I haven't been there in a long time. But that's where I got these, and I printed them out and cut them. And fussy cutting is not my forte. But yeah, they're large. If you put them on your printer and you know how to resize things, it's fun to play with and change how they are. Change the size. Can't really change the shape very well. But that's where your scissors come in handy. I like them. I can't figure out which one I want. I don't want that one. It doesn't work. But I do like those two. Let's make a decision. Just Google down. Just messing around with my markers, and actually I don't call them markers, I call them paint pens. Put that one there. Would you like to see a tour of my book, Devin? These are all jelly prints. Or you can go back and watch the replay and see, because it is there. That one right in the corner. But I find it fun to, like Devin does. There's all kinds of things here. These are from the coloring book that I colored and then cut them out. So I can use them in my art. Or doodling with Kim. I think these ones are those S notes that I was showing you. Some of these, because it looks like the green. So they do work in certain things, but they kind of disappear on paint. This down here. What do you think? Is it down there? Or over here? Or here? It's okay. This is just a playbook. It's nothing. We put it together yesterday. The whole thing with jelly plates and those. It's still kind of sticky. But I'll show you. This is what it looks like. And they're all my jelly prints. I was telling Julie that grunge kind of comes easy to me. I think I was trying to follow Eddie doing the layer, trying to make it look like an old wall. I think that's where that comes from. When I made that, that's on cardstock, so it made this thicker. So this is a file holder. At least it was. There's the other page to the one we were. Get back. Where'd it? I can find it. See how fast I lose things? Yeah. This is when I using these. The Sharpie Creative. The other. Can I store them in glass mason jars? I like the mason jars if I can find them. But that's all I've been doing. Get a lot of yakking and yeah, I actually bought a box of 50 or 500 or something, so I have lots. I like file holders. They're very versatile. Like I said, they already have a spine inside. It's already pre-folded for you. And you just make a flap. You can put it the other way around, have your flap go up. And make a perfect size. For a nice little book to play with. I think my motto is like a lot of people, use what you have. And try to stay away from the I want. It's hard to do that. Okay, I don't know if you can see it, but there's that one doesn't show up very well. One on the other side did. That one. Yeah, this one. This is a, I guess you call it chevron, but I made that with cardstock and cut them. Yeah, can't say that word, Julie. It won't come out. Iridescent, yes. To put the powder through the stencil. That's how I got this, to get the chevron effect. I put it through the stencil, and then I put paint on after, which seals in the powder. So it doesn't move, it doesn't leave the plate. That's from the Merc. So once you put it on, the plate too. Even when it's dry, the powder doesn't move once you've got the design that you want. Enabling. I'm not enabling. I happen to have a whole bunch of that stuff from a long time ago. A lady was selling her, what do you call it? Polymer clay, which I have a ton of now. And she threw those in because she used it with her polymer clay. So that's how I ended up with those. Off of the marketplace on Facebook. I haven't done any shopping like that from people in ages. I can't. Carry it down. But it's fun to look. That one needs some stuff. And if this journal doesn't have a name yet, I'm just playing. It's gonna be a good book. I think that works better there. These stencils, this one in particular, came from Timu as well in a set. I think six or eight stencils, and they're all. I think it's 8x10 size. So it's the right size for my jelly plate. That's the same stencil, just in a different color. That's this one. This is the negative of it, and this is the inside. Sandy. Hi, Sandy. There's a whole bunch of stuff beside me. The jelly print printed on it. So this is what the cardstock looked like before. This was the blue paint that I had. I don't have it anymore. I think I used it all. And this one is orange with the blue paint. And it makes it look different. There's an iridescent glow. So whatever I was using had iridescent in it. This was the journal. I had no idea what I was going to do with it. So I threw a bunch of stuff on my table and just said, okay, let's do this. Hey, Sandy. Oh, yeah. This one in particular is one of Kim's. Kim Polton. All kinds of things. Jelly printed. There's German stickers. That's a cutout. I wanted to do something bright because it's very cool here. 5 degrees Celsius. Yep. The other one. Different figures. So there's some more. Similar way of fussy cutting. And kind of the wobble cut is kind of what Kim would call it. I don't try to get the little things out of the spots because it's going to wreck your image. Unless I put it on a cutting board and take my X-Acto knife out, which I probably won't do because I don't have the space to do all that on camera. The bird, but I think I like the bird over here. What do you think? Put the bird on the... $14 there, nice. Oh, allergies. Sorry. I'm surprised I haven't sneezed. So we had our windows open. There's fires. I don't know where they are, but they're all around. And it gets so smoky here that I can't even go outside. And having my window open to try to get cool air when it's hot, I'm breathing in that smoke or whatever's around. I think today I don't know. There's some of those, I can't remember her name, but I love her stuff so brightly colored. It's one of her butterflies. It's very pretty stuff. And she has a sense of humor, for sure. There's this one. I do have the head somewhere. I just don't know. There's so much stuff in Ziplocs and that. And then when I got the little black cat, Coco, she likes to chew on the plastic. So it all had to go into the room that I have behind closed doors and try to keep her out of there. Beth? Hi, Beth. I'm gonna make a forest page right here. I'll throw some flowers on there too. I have lots of little flowers so we can flower it up. This reminds me of these. I can put it over here. Can you see better? I don't know if you can see that. I have my camera closer so you could see what I was doing, but if you tune into the beginning, that's in the beginning of this live. I'm messing with the camera, trying to get it closer and stuff like that, because I haven't done a live in ages. I don't know what I want to do. Let's see what else we can find. Okay. Yeah, I can't remember her name, but I managed to get a few of her. Thanks, Beth. A few of her, I guess they're die cuts. I love the little elephant. She's so cute. They're not likely to use it. But there's that headless thing. That's the beauty of her stuff. Guess you can put that on there. You can see that. Or one of these. Put a big head on a smaller body. I have fun with them. Because they're big eyes. But I haven't known what to do with them, so there's a bear with a head. So she works with the smaller ones. To me, this one says, "Yay, I did it!" But yeah. For the longest time, I couldn't find you. So look, dog. Here's the smaller ones. They're all different sizes and shapes, so I like them, but I have not used them. It's time to use them. So as Devin said, she liked the pile. So I have a pile of stuff. A tiny little one. That's the mermaid. You can find those just all around the basket. The plastic ones. What I was saying earlier is I've taken coloring books. Another Kim. Taking coloring books, and then I colored them, and I cut them out. So I got these little flowers. This is from the fairy book that I had. I still have some pages that are whole, but we get leaves. So if you're looking for stuff and you have coloring books kicking around, don't be afraid to cut them out. There's one of my bird die cuts. I colored it. And it's been on the jelly plate a few times. They look cool when you're done. If they don't get ruined. More greeny flowers and stuff. As a print, I put it in a bit of a dye, so it kind of ran a little bit, made it look old. But this came off my printer a while ago. I like how the color went. Sometimes what I'll do with something like this, if it doesn't print very well, I'll come in with my pencil crayons, sometimes markers, and fix it up or change it, like so that it will blend in better with whatever you're making. A mishmash of stuff. There she is. Marlene, that's her name. Couldn't remember her name. Oh, cute. So colorful. That lady has quite the sense of humor. Should I go or should I stay? What do you think? Should we stay live for more? I have to leave 5 o'clock my time. It's 4:14 here. The cats demand their food at 5 o'clock. This is cute. Look, they're more vibrant than what my camera is showing. The little tiny heads. Seems to go really crazy. Give you guys the job of making me use it. Because what's the point of having it if I don't do anything with it? I should stay, Devin. It gives you something to, some company. Would you believe after all this time of being on YouTube, watching you guys, going live, making videos, I still get nervous when I turn the camera on. It doesn't go away. I'm not sure if that's because of my annoying anxiety or just the way it is. I think that's a caterpillar. It's hard to tell. And now I probably have way too much stuff. That's from the coloring book. That's why I told you it's from the fairy book. It's not cut up enough. Well, Sandy, it can be challenging. I actually find it helpful for me personally. I think I've gained more friends this way, and my speech and thought process has, I think, gotten better because of it. It is hard to think on the fly, if that makes any sense. But I do understand how intimidating it can be to go live and talk to yourself, basically, when there's no one there yet. But it does feel good when your friends come in and they say hi, and sometimes they give you advice, and okay, that one I'm going to read, Devin. So sometimes my mouth says the exact opposite of what I mean to say when I am live. But I think most people understand what I mean. And that is very true. Because for the longest time, I couldn't remember what that lady's name was that makes these die cuts. So I kept this for that reason. She at this time she was with Studio Light. I don't know if she still is, but now that I see her, I know her name is Marlene. Because it says so on the paper. Marlene. Because I'm not very good at remembering names. One of the jobs that I had years ago, I worked at a call center, so names flew in faster and flew out just as quick because you had to make calls or take calls. quickly. I can't tell you how many times I probably goofed up by saying the last person's name I was talking to. And no, I did not like the call center. The only part I liked about it was when I was in the customer service department. It took the pressure off. I didn't have to try to force people to buy something. So when I concentrate, I get quiet. And Devin, you'll have to go back and watch, because my kitty makes an appearance. My little black one. That's as fussy cutting as I'm gonna get. I don't like to fussy cut. It's not my forte. I actually think she would look good right in the center. What do you think? Ah! Ooh. Yeah. Let's see her sitting there. Okay, Devin. She is precious. Mischievous, Coco, but she is precious. Yeah. So we've taken a page that was jelly printed on, and we doodled around the shapes and used a marker to make some dots and glued some other shapes down that were similar to the larger ones in the background. And I put a fairy in the middle, which I could take my black pen and go around it to make her pop a little bit more. Thanks. Thank you, Devin. Like I said, I'm not very good at thinking on the fly. It doesn't work. My brain does not get it. So, whoops. That is why what Devin said is very true. When you're on camera, you're trying to think of the words of the object, like this thing, and it doesn't come to your head, so you call it something else. This is from the dollar store, and it's silicone. So I use it for glue, sometimes paint. Good morning, messy palette. It's not morning here. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, or 4:24 p.m. So I wanted to give back some of the company that I get sometimes when I'm arting and you guys are streaming. It's only fair. I can come on too. I could just never figure out when to come on. I should start looking into the into YouTube to see who's live and who isn't and who's on. And by the time I figure out that I want to go live, somebody is on that I like to watch, and I usually end up watching them because I like having the company. I'll have more of these. Maybe I can put this bird somewhere. I like both sides. That's the problem. Piece of paper. I have paper everywhere. Then there's a pile on this side and a pile on this side. That is one of my dies. I have a sister. She loves crows. Well, she loves all birds, but she has in her backyard. She feeds the crows, the blue jays, sparlings. I'm not sure if she's gotten any other bird. Lives in the city too, so we get city birds. She probably gets a few pigeons too. I made this sign, Julie's Bird Sanctuary, because yeah, her name's Julie. She has a license plate. She gets a page for it. It says bird. Is that right? Yeah, that's how. What do we do on this page? April. Okay. 7 and 7. I've done that too, Julie. Alright, so she doesn't pop. See if this works. This is supposed to be metallic. It's a crafter square from Dollar Tree, but it doesn't look very metallic to me. Maybe if it's just on the light. Nope, still looks so metallic. The only thing about these ones, the crafter square, they're nice markers, except they're not permanent. So if you get your thing wet, it's going to move. Your paper thing. I haven't tested the jelly roll to see if you get it wet, it moves. As I have other jelly pens They're pretty, but they don't work for mixed media because they move once they get wet. Whether you're using paint or you want to seal your work with something other than a spray, the markers move, or the pens. With these squares. That's why I like to jelly plate different shapes. Like this is a cutout that I made. This is cut out. This one is too. The squares, I think, came from a notebook that had that kind of square, like the circle here. And I was able to get it so that I didn't damage it. And made these little squares. I do like the jelly pen. We can do all kinds of things with it. The other ones that I had, they worked, but you couldn't go as fast as I just did with this jelly roll. You had to go really slow and go over it a few times because sometimes it would skip, and so they're cheap. They'll work in a pinch. But I get annoyed because you have to go so slow. I'm talking about these ones. No, not that one. These ones. I got them from Temu. But they work well if you're just gonna like make little lines. But as soon as you try to do something, watch, it won't do it now. See, it's skipping. You don't get a clear line. The jelly roll. No, I am happy to have found these ones. Bye, Sandy. Glad you came even to say hi. Bye, Beth. I may come and watch you too in a little bit. I can't stay on much longer anyway. The cats will demand their dinner. Okay. This. See, because it's been this one. Not as bright as the other one. But like I said, that may be just because it's an older one. I've used it quite a bit. They eventually do run out. You can see on the little thing. They're still in there. I can feel it. But Yeah, that's why I wish it was finer. I would have such a hard time having to go somewhere, not knowing what I can take. Yellow. There's the white. And that. There's the yellow. The fun thing is these, because you have the shapes and they're white, you can color them in with the Sharpie Creative. They call them markers. They're not markers. They're paint pens. To me, that's what they are. And this yellow, so it's probably not showing up. The fun thing I like about these is I could do this all day, go around the paint shapes and stuff like that. Then you could take your watercolors and paint them in if you wanted to. That's always fun too. I have them I got off Temu, and they're very shiny. They're the gold and I can't remember what they're called. But they're gold, silver, white, and they're very, very iridescent for stuff on Temu. Let's see, we have a green one. I don't want that one. See, haven't used these ones as much, so they are quite vibrant still. I've had them for a while. I just haven't used them very much. This is kind of how I doodle. It's not like Kim's and Jean's. It's mine, how I do it. I follow the lines. I don't think about it. Lines within lines, or dots and dots. Mark making. Simple form. That's how I see it. I mean, I don't think I do anything really fancy for doodles. It's more like dots, dashes, circles. Yeah, that'd be me, Julie. I wouldn't be able to decide. I want to take it all. But then I don't travel, so let's see what the red does. Dots, dashes, whatever I think you got. I think hearts. Let's find out. Yep. It worked. Well, if it looks awful, you made it. To me, I just keep going until I like it. Like there's like this book, this cover. I don't like it. Someone might like it, but I don't like it. So I need to do something to it. Like I like this side, but I don't think I like the way this turned out. That's all. The pictures from the book, but it's just it was from a mailer. It's colored, but I don't like the cover, so I'm trying to figure out there's too much of this on it. I don't know. But we'll figure it out. Sometimes when you make something, put it aside, give it a couple of days, then go back and look at it and doodle on it. Take your pen, do whatever. Just don't stop until you feel that you like it again. You don't have to love it. You just have to like it. It gets you moving. Thanks, Devin. I've probably been given that advice myself because I get stuck too. I can't figure it out. This one here, this particular print, I don't like the shapes that came about, yet I made it. However, when I do this to it, it makes me like it more. It's not finished. And there's some books that I have that I've arted in and then gone back and either ripped it out, used it somewhere else, cut it up, or redone the whole thing, with gesso on top, and it muted the colors, and then I started to like it more. So there are many things you can do. I just wouldn't give up on it. But yeah, it is good to step away from something, or close this one and take a different one and work on it for a little while, go back to it, start again. Sorry. Like I said before, if the cat's not knocking stuff down, I am. What did she say? Stages of our art process. Oh, I am going to love this. What is this? Oh, this is ugly. Okay, this is not too bad. Oh, I love this. Yeah, that sums it up. There's Lori, and I can't think of her name right now. There's lots of Loris. She makes fingerprint bunnies and colorful flowers out of junk, and she says it very well. It goes through an ugly stage, and as she works on it, it becomes better. Yeah, the mop-up pages. Some of these are that mop-up page or a cleanup print. I don't know if I have. Well, the brayer ones were on these pages. That's what that was. I brayered off of it on it, and then after I took the brayer off sheet and I put the cardboard shapes and then printed again. That's how I got that. It's brayer. I don't know if I put any brayer ones in here. To me, they're kind of all brayer because when I put the paint on the jelly paint, I used the brayer to move it around, so it's a brayer. But I know what you mean. It's the ones that are just the brayer when you're taking the paint off. Let's see, what stuff like this, when you have a decent white pen like this, I think that gives it more dimension. Yes, Julie, and you liked it. See, that's how simple was that? I didn't do much of anything except follow the shape. Try it sometime. Take your jelly prints, follow the shape and see what happens. Okay, this one, there is nothing on it. This page, looks like there's no shape to follow. I can see them. Believe me, I can see the shapes. Those ones there. They're very muted, but they're there. So you could follow the little paint marks and then just see what happens. Something might turn into a flower. Don't give up on yourself, Julie. It's another stencil that I made. I have it's like a wood burning tool, but it's technically called a stencil burner. It has different tips on it, and that's how I got these. I draw something and put it underneath my glass plate, and then I take that out when I can have my windows open, because I'm using plastic that it does have a smell when you burn it. This is what I use when I can find them. They're plastic dividers. They are see-through, and that's what I make a stencil out of. You cut it, if you're really good with an X-Acto knife, power to you. I'm not as good. But they are plastic and they are clear. So that's what I use. They're thicker than some of the mylar sheets that I had. But that's how I make my stencils. Sometimes I'll use the burner. Sometimes I'll take the X-Acto knife if I'm feeling I can handle it. But I know myself, I'm not very good at it. And I think I spent a whole $1. Okay, $1.25 they went up. But I have 8 of them. Yeah, there was 8. Yeah, 8. Well, yeah, I spent $30, what, probably 5 years ago. And I got it at what we call Canadian Tire here. So the local, it's not like Rona or Revy. It's more for car parts, and they have housing appliances like coffee makers and stuff like that there, and camping equipment. If you're looking for canvas in a large sheet, and it's not cheap, but you can buy painter's cloth, which is canvas, and you can use that to dye and stuff like that too. Or you just take your old bed sheets that you're no longer using and cut them up. I've done that too. But I guess I could be frugal. I'm not the frugal crafter, but those stencils and stickers. But yeah, that's how I've made some. But I have to, like I said, I have to have the windows open, and that hubby has sensitive nose, and so do I. So, like I said, follow the shape. Make your own shape. The jelly roll that I luckily found, just makes it pop on the back paper. Okay, you can see it there. But I like the squares better. They turned out better. Because when you're not feeling any inspiration, Julie, try it. See what happens. You don't have to show anybody. Just paper, as that other lady says. It's just paper or something. Yeah, yes, good old Canadian Tire. That's where, well, I used to get my glue from there all the time and refilled it. But um, they haven't had it after we had all those issues with getting stuff in from other companies and stuff. Um, that glue didn't show up for a while. But, yeah. Oh, hang on. I was going to show you that other one. I think Devin watched the video, so she's seen it. I don't find it, but I don't know what down. Okay. Okay. If it's not fixated, I knock it down. Okay, this is what I meant by taking your ordinary cardstock. This is just cardstock that I get from a Dollar Tree or dollar store. Dollarama. Love Dollarama. This pad comes with white, the craft color, and the black. The black, I love printing on that black. Jelly printing. This is the cardstock. This was the chevron I was showing you before. I made this. I just folded it and then cut. Like I said, if you can make a snowflake, you can make these. They're not hard. It's only paper, yeah. I can't remember if it's not coined the phrase, but I know one crafter that says that. I think it's part of the title or something. It's only paper. And it's like this is one of those prints. I didn't show it in the video, but I just put the powder on, and then I used either this one or I have other tools. Where are they? This one. This one. I have several of these. These also came from the dollar store. We have different shapes. So you can make dashes on your plate. You can make a circle. You can do all kinds of things with these. I have a few of them. They're like the catalysts, but they're the cheap version. So I found them at the dollar store. I was so excited. Yes, and that is the, as Julie said, the iridescent, the powder. Can't think of the word now. If you're trying to do like a space scene or whatever, can you imagine this in really good black paint? My black paint dries too fast and it does not pull a print very well. There's this one, that girl. And I use the iridescence in the flowers, the powder. This one is really red, but it doesn't show up very well. To see the shine. This is the one I was talking about. This is the one I believe that Devin got to watch me pull off the plate. When anyone else can, it's in my videos. With that one. I love that stencil. It's so cool. Can you imagine that's powder? It's not paint. This is powder. The only paint that is on here is the white. And yes, that's that black cardstock. I had fun with that. This was done with my stencil because I cut all these out a while ago. So it's not perfect. There's imperfections in it, but I love the stencil. It's gold paint. It's not iridescent. It's blue paint. It was either color shift probably, and that's why you're seeing all the shine. But the gold is cheap gold paint. Folk art. I don't think I have an expensive paint in here at all. I have this one too, but it doesn't work very well on the jelly plate because the multi-surface. It's thicker, but for some reason it doesn't work very well on the plate. And it is white, and it's got a sheen to it as satin, but it doesn't work very well on the plate. However, it does make for a nice grungy print. There's another one. This one, I pulled it up with clear, so there is no paint. It's all the powder on black paper. And it doesn't move, it doesn't come off. You could use matte medium to do this. I don't have matte medium, but it would work. This is paint. You can feel it. There's no, there is iridescence in it, but the paint is iridescent. Grungy. This one is scrapbook paper. My brain will work. And it had these shiny silver circles. So when you put it on the plate, you get the circle that stays. The paint doesn't stick to it on the plate. Yes, mica powders. I used both Perfect Pearls and mica powders. But the one that you saw, this one, is all mica powder. And this one is all mica powder. What I like is I don't have to seal. There's no need to seal it. It's all sealed in the paint. It doesn't come off at all. Good question. This is what I like about the metallic designed papers. I have one that's a chevron, and it looks really cool when you print with it on the jelly plate because it takes the paint, but I can't think of a word for it, but it makes it look like a stencil, and it's not. There you go, Coco. Yeah, it's feeding time here. This one, if you can actually see the design, is a Darcy stencil. She sent me a couple of stencils. They can see her tail. I think they'd like to see her face. Come on. Come on. No? That's actually the same stencil. Again, different colors. That's right. Okay. Do you want dinner? Yeah. I don't think they want to see your butt. But yeah, I wanted to show that to you. It is fun to use your stencils in a different way. There's another one of those. If the cat would move, you could probably see the iridescence. But I'm gonna there's that's a roll-off sheet on black. It's like loose leaf paper. This is too, but then I took the stencil and sprayed through it on top of the brayer off. This can be used for stuff. You can cut it out. You can put it through your die cut machine or your punches. That was the jelly print, but it's just a photocopy. Coco, go that way. Go that way. Upside down. Upside down. There she is. Yeah. Hi. Doesn't like me when I do that. Yes. Stick your nose in the camera. You like to use it as a chin rub. Okay, that's enough. Well, I gotta go because I need to feed my cats. It's past 5. And I need to make dinner for the humans in the house. That's with those circle things I showed you. This is another stamp. I have a foamy shape like the leaves. There's those shapes again. That's a multi-layer one. She is very sweet, but very mischievous. She likes to climb, and there's no place to climb in this house. There's another one with those same shapes. It's the negative part of those. Oh, my elephant. That's the stencil. So this was a jelly plate, and I painted around it. Okay, jelly print, not a jelly plate. That's a roll-off sheet again on loose leaf. I have a whole bunch of loose leaf, so I figured I'd use it. Got brayered and brayered. It's all thick and it's cool, lovely. And then when I like the colors, then I put another. Take my stencil after it's been on the plate and put it on here. That's how I got the little bit. That's the same thing on the other side, and then the stencil on top. Brayer off. That's what Julie was talking about. It's a photocopy. Those are those circles that I cut out. One circle. The brayer. This is what happens when some paints don't work. That is circles. Again, I know I said I should go feed my cats. There's some more of those, the cardboard shapes that was on that other page. I like how this one turned out. I started with the turquoise on the bottom. The purple was on top, I think. I don't remember. But and there's those other shapes I cut out of the cardboard. This one you cannot see the shapes, but when I turn it, you will. I hope you can't hear that. That's my stomach. The noise. There's those things again. It's not technically ombre, but that's how I get it. I use the yellow, the pink, and an orange. But I had yellow still on my brayer, so that's how that happened. Because I only have, things I use for my brayer, I have this, which is a dollar store paint roller, so it can come off. And you can change this to a brand new nice fuzzy white one. if you want. It's a dollar store. Your refills at the dollar store. And the only brayer I actually own. Which I spent 3 days cleaning this thing. We finally got back down to the rubber. But those are my favorite tools for rolling. All right. Oh, I forgot about this one. This is done the same way, Devin. It's done with the powder, the mica powder. The stencil down, put the mica powder in the stencil. Be careful when you put it down. You can get a really clear print if you're careful with your tool. You can use a Q-tip or a makeup brush if you can find them. I have one of these, but it's falling apart. It's tore because it's plastic underneath. I don't have any refills to put on top of it. So, but it's soft and it'll go into the crevices for the thing. I also have a silicone version. Same idea. It's round and it's for applying makeup, and it does a nice job too. It's not here. But yeah. That's how I got that. That's done with the powders. And they don't come off. You just need to figure out which stencils work best. The ones with the more openings seem to work better. Yeah, just a honeycomb, and I like that. Again, I got this. This is one of the stencils that came in that set from Temu. That one's just a mix mash. There's some of the powder in there. There's a little bit of a stencil from the gold stencil and the white paint. And my white paint is this. It's North Shore acrylic. I got it at Walmart. I get a big thing. I put it in here, but it's not just paint. I mix it with this. It's a pouring medium to make it a little more runny, so it still stays wet longer, and that helps with the powder as well. Although it does work with just paint, basic paint. But yeah, it's liquidy. So when you see the paint pouring stuff, you can use it as, I can't remember the word for the medium, but it keeps the paint wet longer so that you have more time to do what you're doing. And again, that's a Walmart brand, Apple Barrel. There's another one with the powder. My black paint doesn't seem to work. You have to work really fast. I need to add more of the pouring medium to keep it wet longer, and it might work better. I will try that. I don't have very many containers to mix paints in. But yeah. And I did say I should go. Some of the shiny stuff that you see in bits left over on the plate. That's a mess. This is the powder. It didn't work like I wanted it to, but because I think, I'm not sure, yeah, the paper tore in those spots because it was getting humid here that day, and that's why it doesn't do well with humidity. But look at the gold. The gold is my paint. That gold paint, which again, folk art. It's folk art metallic. Pure gold is what it's called. You have to shake it, otherwise it doesn't. And then there's nothing added to that, to gold paint. Another one that has, it's hard to make the camera pick it up, but it's there. So, they're my favorite. My neon. When I want to make happy prints and make it happy, I like my neon. I like more neon colors. I only have the blue and the pink. And that's what I used to get that other one up. But you don't see very much of the blue, but it's there. Because this paint, I don't know if it's got more liquid. It's very thin, very see-through, very liquidy. So if your prints are not coming up, try that kind of paint. Sometimes it helps. That's an old print. There's those circle things I cut out again. Another old print. Like I said, I have enough to probably make 10 more books. I was saying with Julie, take your black and trace around. I think that would look cool. So there's nothing on here. This is a blank canvas. Cut it up, play, doodle, whatever. Take a circle and make doodle. Circle something. One I cut myself. Okay, this is technically a mess. And it's such a mess. But I like the gold. There are stencils in there, but they're hard to see. I have no idea what I was doing there. Those are those things that I got from here. That's how I made those. Don't be afraid to cut shapes and just go for it. This is a cleanup print, so you can see there's bits. That's the black. That's what that black does. That's why I say it doesn't work very well. It comes up in some areas and not in others. The blue and the orange. That was a while ago. And when I'm printing, I just keep going until I find something I like. If you don't like it, print on it again. You can do it more than once. Get the layer like this one. Put one of your favorite stencils on it with another color, and there you go. This. It's 2 book pages. They were cut in half. I glued the line to this, which is just paper I got this from either Home Depot or Rona. It's masking paper. I was looking for the green kind, but I found this one, so I took this one. I think this was about $4 for this whole roll. This one. I like this one too. Well, there's another mess. I'm not very good at, I have a color wheel up there, but I'm not very good at the knowledge of the colors. So whatever colors happens, and I work with it. These are the sponge stamp things that I have. they look like this. And they're messy. I wish I could figure out how to clean them without making the glue come off. But they work nicely on the jelly plate. This is inside of a tape roll. Like the Scotch tape or whatever. You get the dual ring. There's a ring here and a ring here. That's how I got that. See, black and yellow. See all the imperfections. I don't mind this. I actually like that, but it doesn't show a print very well with the black combination. That's purple. It's not purple on the screen, but it's purple. These are erasers that I carved. Those are those circle things I showed you earlier. I cut out of cardboard. Another one. That's that strip that I showed you. Circle those things. I'm not sure how I got the dots on here. I got something. This is just a dab page, so when you want to put stencil down and you want to get the stuff off, that's how I get it. So papers everywhere. This one, I made my own. You can see that very well, but it's raised, and I have that stencil. I used the Sharpies on the plate, and this is how I got that. This is the powder, which I put in between. I drew the things first, and then I put the powder in there and just made the tool around a little bit. That's how I did that. So you could do all your powders, well, different colors. Take your Q-tip or whatever and apply it. Oh, look at that. I actually made one of those prints. What are they called? Devin does them all the time really well. It's from the magazine. My brain is not working. Bye, Devin. I gotta go anyway. I should have left a while ago. There's another elephant. Thanks, Devin. I will see you in either in chat or live yourself. Transfer. Thank you. Wow, that's the word I was trying to get didn't come out. There's another one. See, I took that same stencil. It did multiple prints, and then I traced them with the teeth. There's many layers on that one. But they don't always work. So what are you going to do? Throw it away, or are you going to use it for something else? So there's another one of those. But that is it for me. I'm going to go. My cats are going to get mad at me because I haven't fed them yet. But I do thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. The journal I made from a file folder. And we did a page, if I can find it. So that's what we made. And you could call it finished if you want, or you can add more. It's your picture, you do what you want to it. But I am so glad so many of you came today. If you're gone already, thank you for being here. And I am so happy that you came to say hi. I will see you again, and I look forward I look forward to doing more of lives, and hopefully my channel will grow a little bit more. But I am just happy that you come to see me, and I will talk to you all soon. Be safe. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you in chats or other streams. Have a good night. Goodbye, all.